Chick flicks, a popular movie genre, gained fame in the 1980s and 90s, typically targeting women's audiences. However, the chick flicks that we all know and love are much more than that. In this video, we will be discussing 10 stylish chick flicks with great plots and even greater fashion. Beauty Shop. Gina Norris, a passionate hairdresser who recently relocated to Atlanta, has already established herself as a distinctive talent in her industry. However, after multiple disagreements with her egotistical boss Jorge, Gina decides to open up her own salon. This girly comedy showcases Gina's journey to entrepreneurship and the great friendships that came along with it. Beauty Shop's Y2K fashion certainly adds that nostalgic touch to the movie's overall allure. Miss Congeniality. An FBI detective goes undercover at a Miss United States pageant when a threat to the competition is discovered. Now, Gracie Hart must compete in the pageant to stop any attempts targeted at the contestants. What distinguishes this film as truly stylish is perhaps the most iconic pageant costumes that range from comical to absolutely stunning. With its witty humor and iconic fashion, Miss Congeniality is by far one of the most clever chick flicks of our time. Miss Pettigrew lives for a day. Guinevere Pettigrew, a middle-aged London governess, is dismissed and forced into the glamorous world of American actress and singer Delicia LaFosse. This film follows Miss Pettigrew's life over 24 hours, during which she experiences the alluring and dazzling life of the upper class in the 1930s. This film's over-the-top vintage looks and historical references make it by far one of the most stylish period pieces of the 2000s. Down with Love. In 1962, author Barbara Novak writes a book called Down with Love, which encourages women to prioritize independence over serious relationships. However, her progressive feminist views are met with skepticism from men, especially from Catcher Block, who plans to expose her as a fraud when he tries to make her fall in love with him. Down with Love's fashion successfully brings 60s fashion to a whole new level, making it unique and extravagant while still preserving the classic silhouettes and patterns. Bewitched. Jack Wyatt, a movie star, tries to make a comeback in his acting career by playing Darren in a movie adaptation of the 1960s sitcom Bewitched. He insists on an unknown actress for Darren's partner, Samantha, and hires Isabel Bigelow, who is revealed to be a real witch. Isabel's innocent and playful looks not only help us understand her naive nature, but also add a silly and elegant touch to the movie. Monte Carlo. Best friends Grace and Emma quit their waitressing jobs to go on a summer adventure in Paris with Grace's stepsister Meg. However, when Grace is mistaken for Cordelia, a British aristocrat, she briefly lives a double life in the glitz and glamour of Monte Carlo. This film shows the great fashion that came from the 2000s, one that all fashionistas aspired to have when they were young. Bride and Prejudice. In a quest to find suitable husbands for their 4 daughters, Manorama and Charmin Bakshi face challenges, particularly with their eldest daughter, Lalita, who desires to marry for love. Despite multiple suitors, including the distinct but flawed American William Darcy, misunderstandings and deceptions emerge, jeopardizing their potential romance. The colorful and playful costumes of this movie capture its extravagant plot as well as its traditional undertones. View from the top. In this chick flick, we follow Donna, a young woman with big dreams of becoming an international flight attendant. She's ready to put in the hard work to make it happen, but her journey is filled with unexpected challenges and bumps along the way. This film showcases Donna's quirky personality through her kitsch and expressive costumes. View from the top is a perfect example of how character development can be reflected through costume design. Confessions of a Shopaholic. Rebecca Bloomwood is a spirited shopaholic living in New York City, entangled in a web of financial crisis due to her shopping addiction. Deeply in debt but dreaming of working at a prestigious fashion magazine, she secures a job as an advice columnist for a financial publication. As her column quickly gains popularity, Rebecca's financial secret looms over her, threatening to jeopardize both her blossoming career and her love life. Rebecca's maximalist sense of style allowed for the costumes to be out of this world, with amazing accessories, great use of color and texture. Uptown Girls. Molly Gunn has lived a luxurious life thanks to her late rock star father's fortune. However, her world turns upside down when she discovers that her manager has stolen her inheritance. So, Molly decides to take a job as a nanny for a serious young girl, Ray, a total opposite of Molly's nature. Her effortless and youthful sense of style contrasts with that of Ray's, more preppy and put together, which informs the characters' opposing personalities, making up a lot of the comedic relief of the film.